Are you like me and you want to get that Call of Duty fixed? It's been a little bit more difficult lately. But you're playing Black Ops 3 multiplayer and you just wish you could turn around and poof, play Black Ops 2 on your current gen console. And we are very upset and verbal about our dissatisfaction. This hasn't happened yet. Hey, I am Crash Power and I'm a fellow gamer just like you. I made a decision to create a YouTube channel 3 years ago with a mission to provide accurate and quality content that we're missing in our community of gamers. And I'm so excited to be able to share some of this information with you today. Let's get on with the video. The Xbox backward compatibility team has held true to their promise, releasing not just one but 7 new titles last week. Here is what those titles are. We didn't assume that they were going to be Black Ops 2. This video is going to let you know what's going on. This is not only a hot topic in our community, but I also do my best to read every comment you leave after you've watched one of my videos. And the first thing I want to say right off the bat is Black Ops 2 will not be made backwards compatible or remastered for current gen consoles. They will not be released either way. What? I hope I've got your attention. Basically, I wanted your attention real quick for the few of you that might disagree. The point I'm trying to make is Black Ops 2 is coming. Pretty much that's the quickest way to prove my point and move on. We're going to be focusing on one of two choices: backwards compatible or remastered. There are already more than enough YouTube videos out there already speculating on what it should be or what it could be, whatever. I want to provide you with something of actual value that gives you something you're not getting from the other channels. What I would want to find when I go to YouTube and click on something to find out what is going on. For example, the last video I did on this topic, I had an interview with the lead program manager at Xbox's actual backwards compatibility team. The guy that is behind the scenes that's actually doing it and is in charge of the backwards compatibility efforts. He knows what's going on. It's very informative, has no speculation, and it's direct from the horse's mouth. And if you listen closely to the interview and read between the lines, it gives us a little bit more information than I believe they intended to give us. The problem is right now, basically, it's going to be backwards compatible, and no one will publicly announce anything until Xbox is going to release it, or that the publisher, Activision, who owns the intellectual property, Black Ops 2, is not allowing Xbox to make it backwards compatible because they intend to do a remastered title. Thus, Xbox cannot announce anything one way or the other because it would reveal the fact that it's going to be remastered. Here are the 4 most requested Xbox 360 titles that users have voted to be backwards compatible. Obviously, Black Ops 2 is the most popular with 207,453 votes from users. Skyrim, then in 3rd and 4th place, Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. If Black Ops 2 became backwards compatible, if you have the Black Ops 2 disc on your 360, you can play it on the Xbox One for free. You don't have to buy anything else. You keep all your saves, add-ons, achievements, and your gamer score. You can stream because all the licensing has been taken care of by the backwards compatibility team. Whether it's a disc-based or digital game, and you can play multiplayer with your friends no matter which Xbox console they're on. Absolutely free. Now, there has been some discussion about, it'll be peer-to-peer server from new gen to old gen. That is irrelevant, though. We're not talking about what should be. We're talking about eliminating erroneous possibilities, thoughts, opinions, desires, wishes, so we can get the clearest view of what is actually going to happen and when we can finally get to play this game. Reading this comment by Magic Muffin, thank you, buddy, by the way, made me realize we're all looking at it the wrong way. I mean, it makes sense. No one's thinking of it in terms of what would you do if you were Activision. Let's say you're playing poker and you've got in your hand Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3. How would you play your deck to maximize profit, to make your business thrive?
Dramatic pause.
Supply drops. You can't put them in backwards compatible titles. Just like my fat ass driving as fast as I can the next time that McDonald's releases the McRib. Activision will choose option P, profit, their business. It's like playing Monopoly and landing on Boardwalk. It's great if you own it, but of course when you land on it, someone has hotels. And guess who owns them? You got it, Activision. I feel the same way as hundreds of you have mentioned in the comments before. They'll run Black Ops 2 Remastered if they'll put supply drops in it. Real quickly, we have to face the facts that we're paying the same price we have since 2004 for a AAA game, $60. Microtransactions are here to stay. They're not going anywhere. Yes, you can put supply drops too far by making weapon variants in there, but they're a necessity. And that's how they generate additional profit when a title doesn't sell well. So the fact that it shouldn't be in there and it really would be better not to have it in there, completely irrelevant. they're not going to give up the one best chance for implementing their great supply drop profit multiplier. And even though we might think that might suck, they'd be fools to do so. Why would you release a backwards compatible title of Black Ops 2 and at the same time spend time and resources on producing a remastered version of that game when you can play it for free without the supply drops? Or do you want to actually, pay an additional $30-40 to buy a future COD title you're not so sure about, paying extra to get a prettier version of that exact same game enriched with those supply drops we all f***ing hate? But guys, it's not all bad. For zombie players, fuck it doesn't matter. You're not going to get a elemental staff out of a supply drop. Zombie players are set. Well, there's this picture of Samantha looking at Gobblegum. That's fine. Bring it on. I can dig up my golden shovel. How about you? Hey, and that's not it. For the skeptics like myself that perhaps didn't even purchase this year's Call of Duty, even though I wanted to play COD 4 Remastered, I couldn't stomach buying the game that I didn't want to play just to get the remastered title. If you're like me and didn't buy it, if the title was Black Ops 2 Remastered, I don't know about you, but I would have bought it in a heartbeat. They did the remaster bundle with Infinite Warfare because it was a new franchise. And Sledgehammer, assumingly, Sledgehammer is not going to do Advanced Warfare 2 this fall. They'll probably, hopefully, do it if Boots on the Ground, which would be another new franchise. They'll want to help foster sales as much as possible by putting some remastered enticement. If you're a video game publisher, it is all about pre-orders. You want to make it as enticing as possible, and in the past, with a new franchise, Infinite Warfare, if it turned out to be a successful strategy that actually increased sales significantly, then you can count on the fact they're going to do it again. And for those of you that might not know, COD 4 Remastered was not developed by Infinity Ward. It was developed by Activision subsidiary Raven Publishing, who did work on Ghost, but Black Ops 2 Remastered doesn't have to be developed by Treyarch. I can see some making the argument, but Crash, they won't remaster Black Ops 2 for years. I remember hearing that Sledgehammer Games was still supporting their Advanced Warfare title even after their year was over because they're still adding new weapons, variants, camos, and stuff to their supply drops. Let's take a brief excerpt from the Treyarch live stream, what happened here.
So what's around the corner for us in 2017?
I think we can look forward to another healthy and fun year of updates in 2017.
If you play Modern Warfare Remastered, if you play Infinite Warfare, if you play Black Ops 3, if you play Sledgehammer's Advanced Warfare, Supply and Drop microtransaction system is integrated into every one of those titles. Now, obviously, the majority of the customers are playing Black Ops 3 at the moment. But if you allowed Black Ops 2 to be backwards compatible anytime this year before a new title's release, you would take a lot of people off of your 4 titles that currently generate revenue through your supply drop system and put them in a game that doesn't have one. And just to be clear, I am not saying anything bad about the developers, Treyarch, Sledgehammer Games, even Infinity Ward. I mean, being actually the most generous of the 3. And they inadvertently made it to where you get infinite crypto keys. And many people did. They took it all. Every supply drop option. That is banned for 48 hours. After all, it's just theft. I've covered the Treyarch live stream before, and yes, well, we know what Jason Blundell said. He couldn't say anything at this time. One thing that is different is they're going to continue to add not only new items and contraband to their supply drop system, they've added an additional microtransaction system called Newton's Cookbook, and it's a neat thing, don't get me wrong. It's just a great example of Treyarch getting us excited and developing the best possible Call of Duty that their publisher, Activision, wants them to make. And Jason Blundell, I'd love to meet you one day, but not going to get me with your troll this time. In fact, I'm going to call your bluff on this one and call it confirmed. Larry Herb, who goes by his gamer tag Major Nelson, is the director of programming for the Microsoft Gaming Network on Xbox Live. Last December, when all the speculation videos came out that were, games for gold, we're going to get Black Ops 2 backwards compatible for Christmas. Well, you had a couple 100,000 people all of a sudden immediately tweet him about, where is it? Where is it? When are we going to get it? When are we going to get it? And this very professional PR guy for Xbox uncharacteristically snapped. Well, he didn't really. Basically, he had talked about starting just to make a bot that automatically replies to him. Just go away, go away. Here, look at the frequently asked questions page. It was very uncharacteristic of Major Nelson. And I can imagine, it's unfortunate, and I can imagine it'd be very stressful. Now, you could easily dispute that with me that, That doesn't mean anything. He couldn't say anything. It was going to be backwards compatible either. If Xbox actually had control of it and they were just doing their due diligence, securing all the licensing and whatnot for a backwards compatible title, that's not Major Nelson's normal response. I know it's a lot of people, but he's used to it. And I think the fact that it's out of his control and the fact that their company wants to give it to us, I think, in my humble opinion, that's a little telltale sign of a professional acting a bit differently. And then again, COD fans are fucking fanatics. Let me know what you think about that. Larry Herb has on his website an entire section dedicated for user feedback about what our desires are for backwards compatibility. But it's not just for our input. There's a complete list of every single one of the over 300 backwards compatible titles available now. There's things like games with goals and good deals and whatnot. This all stuff is all free, but it alleviates any misassumptions about the process for backwards compatibility. It makes sense. It makes it easy to understand. So if you see a YouTube video where someone says, hey, over 200,000 people have fucking said we want this backwards compatible, you have to know. If Activision holds up backwards compatibility, Microsoft can't come out and say, dear valued customer, we really, really see your high demand for this backwards compatible title, but the publisher won't let us do it. They can't comment on that. This problem can be easily fixed by releasing a new Call of Duty title that lives up to the brand. If we buy no matter what, that means that they can release a game that doesn't have to live up to the brand because it's going to sell anyway. Be a wise consumer. As your friendly Activision publisher releases a new Call of Duty product that's somewhere in Buck Rogersville year 3010, bundled with a remastered version of a previous Call of Duty title but wasn't the one you wanted remastered, wait for the game to be released and watch live streams of it. See if it's something you would enjoy. And if you see a 12-year-old, just walk up and ask him, did you like Call of Duty Ghosts? If the little squeaker says, yes, kick him in the nuts as hard as you can. Because that is a big part of the problem.